Well, congratulations on being inducted into the Oregon Music Hall of Fame.
Thank you. Thank you.
If we had a special category, I would put you in the most unique, because how you were born as three-legged torso is not every day do we get to experience violin, accordion, cello under one musical roof. You formed in 1996 as a trio, and since then, is it now a quintet or a quartet? Where are we at?
We're now a quartet, unless we're performing with a symphony, and then we're a quintet
which
plus 65 of
right, which you do
musicians.
As well.
Yeah.
What was your mission, Bela, to even create something like this?
It's really, it's going to be difficult to explain that. I mean, I think we just started out playing music together in a rock band.
We were playing in a rock band,
Yeah.
Loeb,
which lasted for about a year. And then we ended up
with classic rock instruments. I mean, the classic, the drums.
Yeah. Courtney played actually some guitar, electric guitar.
Yeah.
I played some trombone and violin.
I think one of the things that was a somewhat experimental rock band.
Right.
And
Yeah.
we carried that over, although our first mission into something that became Three-Legged Torso was playing more Eastern European music on the streets.
On the streets,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Which you called meistering.
Meistering, yeah.
I love that term. How did you come up with that term, meistering?
So I come from a Hungarian background, and my grandmother and everyone in my family has pretty thick accents, and
say your name so that we all can hear it very clearly.
Bela.
Bela.
Bela, yeah, it's
Like
a very common Hungarian name.
Lugosi.
Yeah, Lugosi, yeah, or Bartok, or So a girl had broken up with me, and I was really bummed out, and I needed to get out of the house. And I called up Courtney, and we always used to goof around. We still do, and we said, I said, "Hello, Mister,"
And I said,
"Hello,
Mister.
Oh, like Mister.
Yeah, Mister. Hello, Mister.
Yeah.
Hello, Mister. I said,
Like
"Let's go
Mister.
play some music. Let's go play some music." And so we talked like my grandmother, my grandparents.
I've been bugging you for a long time to play on the
long time.
streets, and Bela would never do it.
Yeah.
And so it took this sort of somewhat crushed heart.
Yeah, totally crushed heart. Which I'm so happy she broke up with me.
That is the theme that resonates through a lot of bands.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the crushed heart.
Yeah.
The broken spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My spirit was broken for about a day, and
That's when we started playing
we
on the
started
street.
playing on the street, and
Yeah.
people would go crazy, and they think that we were from somewhere else. They'd be like, "Where are you guys from?" And we say, "We are not from here."
That's what we'd say.
Yeah.
Once a woman asked us a lot of pointed questions, and to each country that she'd ask if we were from, we'd say we are not from here.
We are not from. No, they'd be like, "Where are you from?" You know about what we say? Well, you know Yugoslavia?
Yeah, that's right.
And she says yes, and we say no, we are not from there. We are not from there. And then, well, do you know, Czechoslovakia?
She was suspicious.
Well, define your sound as a synthesis of chamber music, tango, klezmer, Latin, Roma, gypsy music.
Yeah.
That's an amazing amalgam of genres and things to feed on. Is that still true now?
We've added a few more.
Like what?
Well, we've been playing some Western music, as you can see. Courtney here likes
true,
to
yeah.
dresses the part,
Oh, nice.
We have played a little Western
With
music.
TJ just last week, TJ sang our from Schoolhouse Rock. We did some music from that period.
Schoolhouse Rock being.
Schoolhouse Rock was in the 70s. It was a animated 5-minute, 3-minute kind of segments, educational segments
yeah.
on Saturday morning, and so we did the show, Back to School show, our special, and TJ sang 3 is a magic number. 3.
Perfect. Well, I wanted to give a shout out to your other achievements, your work with many filmmakers. Talk about that. What can you tell us about that?
Well, goodness, what have we? How can we even get into that? That's.
So it started working with Joan Gratz. Is that correct?
I think Joan was one of the first.
Yeah.
Chris Lowenstein, we actually composed some music for
that's
that
true.
for a filmmaker in Thailand, who's a very close relative of mine. But we started out with him, and then with Joan Gratz, who's an Academy Award-winning filmmaker.
And Joan told us that she didn't really like music.
Yeah.
But she liked us. So we were pretty honored.
Yeah.
And she does fabulous animation.
Yeah,
so.
I had heard of Joan. I'd seen Joan's films before, we'd ever met her, like years before we'd ever met her. And when someone said, Joan Gratz wants to talk to you guys, and we said, what, Joan Gratz? I mean, she's like my, heroine, And we ended up working with her in the studio, and we did 2 films with her.
We did do
The
2
Dowager's
films.
Feast and The Dowager's Idol.
Yep.
And then Bill Plimpton, who was also a big hero of mine in the film world. I'd met him years before, and then we ended up working with him on Idiots and Angels.
That's right.
Yeah, which was premiered in Mill Valley, so we flew down for that.
Well, you have all the different instruments and styles that you do. It really makes sense. It's not a far cry to do that for you.
We've always kind of thought of our music in a narrative sense, not being, for the most part, except for TJ, who has a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
We have not dominated our music with singing, and we've done everyone a favor by that. But we tend to tell stories in the music. So I think filmmakers have liked that aspect of our music.
Yeah, it really fits.
Yeah.
Well, TJ, it's great to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And Bela, of course, and Courtney. Great to see you.
Great to see you too.
Too long since we've seen each other.
I know.
And finally, what's in a name? 3-leg torso.
What's it?
Anybody?
You guys have named it.
Why are you looking at TJ?
We're just
I'd rather
putting the pressure
get
on
him
TJ.
in trouble first.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
Well, I have an idea, but I'm not going to say it.
It's best to leave it up to people's imagination.
Okay.
Of course, there is some sort of logic behind it, but we'll leave it up to the imagination.
Some things don't have to be explained.
That's right.
We'll leave the magic in there.
There we go.
Well, congratulations once again on being inducted into the Oregon Music Hall of Fame. How does that feel for the 3 of you?
Well, I'm nervous. How about you?
I'm a little bit nervous. I'm shaking here.
I'm pretty excited. It's
Excited is a better word for it.
Yeah. But a few years ago when we saw you, we were promoting our album, our holiday album, and that was nominated and won Album of the Year in the Oregon Music Hall of Fame. And when we went to the event, there were so many people that we knew and loved there, and it was beautiful, and I didn't know what to expect. But now that we're going back again, I'm just happy to be returning, overjoyed to be returning. Yeah.
Making it official that you're artists in the Oregon Music Hall of Fame.
Working at it still every day.
That's the truth.
That's what happens when you're working with the arts. Great to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
Inessa.
Thank you.